Hey guys, Eli here, and on today's video, I want to talk about everything that you will need to actually leave your 9-to-5 job or your full-time job. Now, of course, this is not based on scientific theory. Well, I theorize if you make a lot more, you no longer require a 9-to-5. This is based all in my experience, because yes, of course, as you guys know, if you guys have been a viewer of this channel, you guys know that me and my wife, we left our full-time job and we independently make money on our own. So I want to show you guys some of the things that I was looking at when I actually decided to leave my full-time job, so you guys can have a broad idea on how to do it yourself. And we're starting now. You guys love to talk about personal finance and mindset, you guys want to help support the Urban Lifestyle channel, starting out by hitting that thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and comment some of your thoughts down in the comments below. So let's get started. So a little bit of a story about me. I used to work at Kmart. That was my very first job back in 2007. I used to work at Kmart full-time. No, I'm sorry, not full-time, part-time. I was making like maybe a good $145 each and every week. I was making what, $7.50 an hour? Yeah. How did I live off that? Anyways, I just graduated high school and I was off to college, and I'm thinking my life is free. I don't have to hear no teachers, no parents talking smack about me. And then I went to the workforce and I had my boss bossing me around. I'm your boss. I tell you what to do, when to eat, when to poop, when to pee, and when you leave. And you're gonna do nothing but like it. And from then on, I was like, yo, I don't want to work for somebody like this. This is not the place I wanted to be at. And then I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe it was just that job. Let me try switching to a different job. Then I went to a security job, and it was the same exact thing. I'm your boss. I tell you what to do, what to eat, when to poop, when to pee, when to leave, and you're gonna like it. And I was like, all right, maybe it's just this job and Kmart. Let me go to a different job. And then I went to a different job, and it was a call center, and it was the same exact thing, but 10 times worse. Thank you for calling. Please hold. I'm your boss. I tell you what to do, when to eat, when to poop, when to pee, when to leave, and you're gonna like it. Yes, thank you for holding. How may I help you today? And I was like, my gosh, maybe it's the first 3 jobs I had. Let me go on to the next one. And then I went to the next one. And that job was pretty much laid back. It was very laid back. It was a driving job, and then that's when I was just driving around, no bars behind me. I just did the job, and that's the environment I wanted to be in. Until something happened. The manager took a voucher that I took and said, hey, no, you have to pay this money. It's the wrong voucher. And I had to pay out of my own pocket, my own paycheck. I had to give them back the money. And then that's when I realized, oh my gosh, and of course that job went out of business, and turns out that that person was actually stealing from me. And she got fired because she embezzled like about what, $150,000 from the company itself. And I was one of them. And I was like, man, maybe it's just jobs period, because this was a laid back job. But hey, you know what? I like laid back job. So let me go to a different truck driving job. And this happened to be the last job I had. So yeah, so my entire life within the past, what, 10 years, I only had what, 5 jobs I mentioned? Was that 5? I'm not too sure. But anyways, that job again, I had the luxury of driving, no boss, and then it just got harder and harder and harder and harder. And I just had to deal with it. I had to fight through it. Because around that time, I was like, hey, you know what? I was talking to my wife, and I was like, hey, you know what? Hey, we building our own business. And instantly, that business was able to replace her income. And that we just kept building, and the money just kept coming in slowly but surely. And then by the time when I got laid off from my job, poof, we had enough money to survive and still invest. And I was like, hey, you know what? Now that I'm here, we can fully focus on our home business and grow it to its full potential. But before that, there were 3 things I had to look at before I made that decision to actually leave. I had to look at the money situation, had to look at the defense situation, and then of course the third one being the streams of income. So of course, when it came to the money situation, for me to actually leave my job and work full-time on my own business, I had to make sure I was able to replace the money that my job was providing. I had to make sure I had to replace it. But it wasn't just that I was greedy, because I understood one thing. Yeah, I was getting paid a certain amount, $1 per year, but at the same time, I also had benefits. I also had the 401k plan that they were adding on. They were matching like up to 50%. So I would have to make more money than I was actually making on a month-to-month basis to cover for all that. But yet then I was still greedy. I wanted to make even more than that, just for, hey, in case this happens, I'll still be fine. So before I had to make that decision, I had to think about the benefits, the retirement, and the healthcare. The job provided all three of those things, so I had to make sure I was able to provide for all three of those things for my family, and at the same time, make sure all the bills were paid. Easy peasy. It's like juggling your heart and your brain at the same time. It's possible. See? Maybe not that easy. See, one thing I learned too is owning a business is easy. There's no lack of ideals. There's a lack of hard and smart work. Me and my wife, we had to put our head together as much as we possibly can to figure out all those things and what we need, and to make sure we still had enough to invest, make sure we had enough to put into our retirement account, and to make sure we had enough to pay for our health care. So now, that was the money side. What about the defense side? What do I mean by defense? Okay guys, the defense is ready. Hype! So our defense was making sure that we had a rainy day account for anything that can possibly happen. We make sure we had money that we can withdraw from. At the same time, having a tax account, because hey, we're making our own money. We gotta make sure that we pay our taxes. So whatever money I was used to making at the job, each and every paycheck, the taxes was already taken out of that. But now this time, can't say, hey, I'm making the same amount I was making here, because now I got to pay taxes on that. So technically, it would have been way lower than this amount right here. So I had to make sure I was making way more so I can survive off of, and at the same time, make sure I take advantage so I can pay my taxes, and at the same time, to be able to take advantage of tax write-offs. And the last part of the defense had to make sure that we had a strong, tough budget. I've showed this plenty of times. Each and every day, there's our budget right here, and we make sure we follow it strictly. Each and every day, we make sure we follow that budget strictly. Now, the third thing I had to make sure I can focus on is not relying on just the same business, not relying on me and my wife's business. I wanted to be able to tap into multiple streams of income. See, we already tapped into the earned income because me and my wife were earning the money through our business. I wanted to be able to tap into capital gains where, hey, money that I invest, I make sure is the right investment, or what I believe to be the right investment. Want to make sure I say that there. There's a difference. Also, take advantage of royalty income, stuff that I do one time and still get paid for the rest of my life. And I also wanted to take advantage of interest income where I can have the money that I have saved up, whether it be my emergency fund, also have that making money for me through interest, and at the same time taking advantage of the dividend income where I can have dividends from some of the stocks that I do own paying me monthly, quarterly, or even yearly. And also being able to take advantage of profit income, buying something low and selling it higher. Now, there's multiple streams of income that I've been able to take advantage of within the past couple of years, but at the same time, some of them may be in between $100, some of them may be $200, some of them may be $500, but it all adds up each and every month. Some of them are on autopilot, some of them I have to actively be there to manage it. Now, there is another stream of income, which is real estate, that I haven't took advantage yet, but I'm definitely next year taking advantage of. So with all that being said, it sounds like a lot of hard work, and indeed it may be, but it's not really hard work. It's very smart work. It was me actually putting stuff together, outlining things, writing down my goals, putting it on my dream board, and actually really focusing on what is it that we want to accomplish. So just to recap everything, if you guys are planning to leave your job, stuff you need to focus on is, so it's not just about replacing your current income. You would actually need to have to make more money than you currently make right now to actually replace your job. And you can't forget about the retirement. You can't forget about your job benefits, including healthcare. And don't forget about your defense, such as your rainy day account. And if you are making your own money, make sure you know about your tax laws and have a strong budget. And last but not least, make sure you don't just have one stream of income. Make sure you have multiple. And to end it off is gonna take a lot of smart work. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, leave a subscribe if you haven't already, comment your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful day. Why did I leave my job? Because my heart wasn't in it, and my brain found that it was stupid. That's why I left. Do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do ya? Why do I even have a brain? Why? I don't even remember having this. I have a heart too. I'm your boss. I'm the boss daddy boss. Some people is gonna be like, oh Eli, that's too hard to do. Oh my gosh, you gotta do all that? I mean, yeah, you gotta do all that. Maybe even more. But for me, it wasn't hard. What was hard for me is waking up each and every day for the next 35 years of my life, going to a job that I really don't want to be, spending more time with those people than my family. That was hard for me. And I just decided, hey, let me do this small work so I don't have to worry about that.